welcome to this week's live stream. We are working on some polymer clay sculpting today, and I think I'll actually be joined by the very talented Maddie. And no central AC. What, April? Hey, Erica. Hey, April. Hey, Debbie. Hey, Pro. Hey, Layuka. Hey, Sabea. How are all y'all doing today? Hey, Diane. So I'm not set up at all because we kind of accidentally started another business today. Well, actually, I think Maddie started a business today. It is Homebrewed Apothecary. We were just mixing up, like, I needed to mix up some more perfumes, and we made way too much of Maddie's mix that she likes. And so we have some of that and some of Vaughn's mix up on the website as well. We're still working on the labels, but I'm really excited about it. And for the shaker ball, we actually have a little piece of amber. They're drilled amber beads, but it's just, they're great for getting everything mixed together. And so we actually have the apothecary page up on the website now, with Maddie's mix and Vaughn's blend up. Maddie's mix is a really like kind of sharp and clean smelling. It's witch hazel and iodine, like colorless iodine, with tea tree oil, lavender, frankincense, and sandalwood. So it's like really just like fresh. And then mine's an oil base that it's jojoba oil with rose absolute, jasmine absolute, and lang lang essential oil. So mine's like really like floral and heady and kind of like sweet. So but yeah, so that's what I spent most of my day on today, which was glorious but unexpected. So somehow I still got everything else that was on the to-do list done while fitting in some splashing about in potion making adventures. So so right on, Sabea. Um, let's see what's up. Oh, well, April, sleep's a good idea. You might want to do that. Yeah, we've got window units here too, and they are struggling to keep up. And my little clip-on fan died. Well, it's not like dead, the battery's just dead, and I'm using my charging cable on the phone. Hey, Holly, how are you doing today? Hey, Sherry, happy Friday to you too. Now, Hawk says, quick question. When you do wire weaving, you make it look so easy. When I start wire weaving, it is a battle. What am I doing wrong? It just seems to bend and twist. That's really tricky. The best advice that I can give is to build your way up. So, like, we're actually working. This is a perfectly timed question, actually, Hawk, because we are doing this coming Thursday's tutorial is the next lesson of our wire wrapping masterclass, and it's covering coiling and introductions to weaving. And so my first step that I'm going to be leading y'all through in that is we're going to just be coiling on one piece of wire, and I'm going to go over a couple different ways to add beads into that, as well as how to splice in wire. That way if you run out of wire or if your wire breaks, we'll kind of go over that. And then we are going to build it into 2 wires. And we're going to practice some weaving where we're just introducing a new wire. And we're going to do both like ladder stitch styles and figure 8 styles. So we may end up having to break this weaving masterclass like down into a couple of lessons because there is so much that can go into this. But by going from 1 to 2, it's just baby stepping you up. A lot of folks will go from I did a coiled project to boom, they're doing a wire intensive weaving project, which it can be super tricky to get your situation to stay on track with that. And then we'll go over doing with 3, kind of building it up. We have a project in the works for 3 core wires for how to do like a dragon wing thing, so that's going to be pretty cool. And then building up to 4, and it's just a whole lot of it is maintaining tension and establishing, like, if we're doing 4 core wires. So if you'll visualize with me, if I could animate, I'd go whoop, and there'd be 4 bars across the screen. And we would start in the middle by doing 5 coils around wire 1, and then we would do 1, 2 around wires 1 and 2, and then 1, 2 on this side. So it's stabilizing that core wire on both ends. So now 1 and 2 are stabilized to each other. And then I would stabilize wire, and then stabilize wire 4 and wire 4, and then work my way back down, or whatever design it is that I'm doing. And that would be kind of the center point on the project. So if it were a pendant, it would be like the bottom center of the pendant, or if it were a necklace, it would be the center point. And then I would build out from there in each direction. But just doing that step, getting all of those core wires stabilized, can really help you to keep it stable while you're working from the center. It also keeps you, if you start over here, you're gonna have all of this wire that's just like being weird, you know. Whereas if you start in the middle, you've cut the length of wire that you're fighting with on each end in half. Now you're fighting twice as many wires, it can feel like, but you can do it. April says, "Did you get my email?" Possibly. It's been a wild ride of a day. If we got it, wait, strings attached? I have a really hard time with names. Hey, Pro. Oh, not too much. I'm just rambling on. Potions are absolutely delightful. Well, it's, and something that a lot of y'all might not know about me is when Randy and I very first got together, I was studying to be a massage therapist. I was immersing myself completely in like herbology and aromatherapy, and I wanted to make my own soaps and lotions and like massage oils and stuff. And then I realized I would have to touch everyone's feet. And I was like, oh, I don't know if this is for me. But I still love that knowledge and, you know, everything. And so whenever Maddie this morning exhibited some extreme interests in it, and we like totally dove down this unanticipated rabbit hole of awesomeness, and then started making potions together, and it was awesome. And so yeah, so some seeds take a while to sprout and germinate, and some of them will sit there dormant for ages and then boop, be a plant. So that I'm pretty excited about that. Hey, Christina. Oh, I'm so glad to see you. I miss you terribly. I know I say that every week, but I'm a terrible friend, but I do miss you. Right, Andrea? It's going to be pretty intense putting it together, but I'm going to try to break it down into hour-long chunks of just really intense information. Right on, Robin says coiling. What awesome timing. I've just been working at that. Hey, Benjamin. We're doing really, really well. I put together lavender and a little bit of peppermint for my headaches and sore neck muscles. I love the smell, and the coolness helps diminish a headache. I love that blend together. Even out in the garden, I've got my lavender and mint growing together. Hey, Carrie, how have you been? It has been a while. Yes, we passed your information along for you, April. We got you covered. Hey, what you know? Did you get AC? Ooh, I hope he is staying cool. Debbie says, feet are fine. I think hands carry more bacteria. No, it's just, I don't know. There's a level of like, because I'm really good at peopling, except for when I'm not. And like, I just get like super weird about like boundaries. Like, because I don't want to like start trimming somebody's toenails. And they're like, I didn't ask you to do that. And I'm like, well, your foot was right here. So it's, I don't think I would have flourished. It would have been much more difficult for me to flourish in that industry mentally. So, one day I went to open an apothecary here in New Orleans. Oh, that'd be so cool, Sabea. I can see you doing fantastically at that. Hey, Samantha, how have you been? Oh, Kim, we're doing wonderfully. Hey, Meta. How do you accidentally start a business? You know, just one thing leads to another. Oh, well, thanks, Robin. I'm happy. I'm pretty happy. But we are sculpting, so let's go ahead and get started on that. I'm gonna hide in my corner until Maddie wants to come join in. So we are going to, and if the screen, I should say when the stream crashes, we will be back. Sometimes we have to restart our phone and get the stream going again. I'm just gonna get up and use my legs. And so we're gonna come over here, we're gonna flip it around. So, just getting the camera settled in. And y'all gonna have to see my creepy finger because I don't think I can sculpt with this Band-Aid on. Hey Randy.
Yeah.
Are you able to find me a fan that's charged?
Yeah.
Thank you. So it is hot over here. Okay, I got all my bottles of water.
It's 95 degrees. It's hot everywhere, babe.
That's fair. Ooh. Okay. So, and I've got y'all's live chat here so I can see what's going on. So, okay, don't be too grossed out by my finger, guys. And if you are grossed out, you can, I don't know. You clicked on my face. I put the Band-Aid on just as a, so you don't have to look at them. It's my creepy finger. Okay, let's clear out just a little bit of space. Nice. Ooh, these molds smell. There we go. So this is my nasty little tile, which I'll probably be baking on this one today. Ooh, hey baby. Can you hand it to me actually? Thank you. There we go. And if you hear a fan, that's because, like Randy said, it's 95 degrees. This is just life now. Oh, I think the tile's stuck to the, there it goes, stuck to the table. Yeah, because I can sculpt on this one, but it's got so much resin stuck to it, I don't think I'm going to be, beep boop. I don't think I'm going to be baking on it. Oh, and I wrote a song. I don't know if I remember the lyrics, though. Let me think. Yo ho, a crafter's life for me. Oh, and how else was it? Arr. I'd be finding my pliers and twisting my wires and spending doubloons on beads. Yo ho, a crafter's life for me. Arr. I'd be losing my pliers and kinking my wires, going mad when I spill my beads. Yo ho, a crafter's life for me. And I'm just using the edge of my tissue blade to clean this nasty little tile. My finger is super durable, thank goodness. Mad, I tells ya. Woo, weird finger time, thanks Abaya. There's gotta be a way. How do we make the text bigger? Because I'm blind AF. Hola, Sylvia. From Chile. Wow. Ah, gracias. She's marvelous. Oh. There we go. Cleaner. That's a start. Hey, Drax. How's it going? But don't give up your day job. Thanks, Diane. Ouch. Well, it's for, it was, I don't know, instead of a pirate's life for me. I liked it. Lynn says, have you tried ceramics? I have not. They didn't have to kill me. Hey, Maddie, what's up? Did you want to sculpt too? Yeah. Okay. You'll take the stuff off that table. It's as easy as just moving the tripod over. So I even got the fan set up where it can be blowing on us over here. All that stuff, yep, just wherever. So we're gonna be making some mushrooms today. So coming over, putting this in. A nice farty tripod. There we go. Hey Maddie, can you set this between basically where those pliers fell on the floor too? Yes. Thank you. And can you grab the iPad stand? Thank you, Okay. Hey Danielle, how's it going? Okay, so we've got, do you want glow in the dark as well?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So there's, now, Randy's been watching some sculpting videos that he was showing Maddie and I that are somebody making these really cute Pokemon sculptures out of something called cosplay. And I've been seeing this enough from other crafters that like I think I really like their work.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're gonna have to get some. Like 100% have to, because I'm usually, I don't have a trash can. I usually only am able to get this like kind of green toned glow in the dark. Yeah, you can have that. And but they have a blue toned as well, and I think that would be really, really cute. So is it super duper far behind? I'm not even on live. There we go. Leica says, I saw one of your videos playing and it was like, no way, my husband is writing a novel called The Renegade Orcarnist? No one knew what it was. Oh my gosh. Not cool yet, just a noob. A little nervous. Ah, gotcha. Yes, glow in the dark for sure. Now let's zoom in just a little, or I'm gonna turn the camera. More messing about with the tripod. Do, 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 do. Hey, Patricia. Okay, there we go. Oh my god. Well, it's because it's trying to stream and like... No, let's go with auto, lower picture quality. There we go. Christina says, I see a Maddie hand. So what we're going to do is we're just going to smush it, and it's going to be really hard at first, but have you worked with polymer clay before?
Maybe a little bit, like a long
couple years ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
I made that stick figure one.
Yeah, that's right. So we'll just want to get it warmed up in our hands, and you can kind of just smush and squish. I like to fold and roll, so I'll roll it between my hands and then fold it in and roll. And as it heats up, it will start to get softer. Ooh, snap. I never grabbed any crystals. Do you want to pick some out? They're right behind you in the drawer labeled chain. I know what you're thinking. You should probably have chain in there. And yet here we are. Ooh, is that one for me or for you?
It doesn't matter.
Ooh.
Just trying to find ones that have points.
Yes. Danielle, today we are making some mushrooms that have crystals for butts. So it's going to be like little pendants. Oh, and the mushrooms are going to glow in the dark. Because why not?
How many mushrooms are we making?
Like 300.
Like 300?
No, we'll start with 5. Okay. So, and we watched a tutorial. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to run some of this through... What's in the crystal drawer? I don't have one named Crystal. Ooh, those are good ones, Maddie.
I just found some that had points.
Nice.
So we can pick from that.
Because let me grab... So I'm just grabbing some different tools that we can pull from. I'm thinking about just bringing this whole tray over for us to pull from, instead of having a bunch of loose tools just knocking about.
Where the heck the rollers?
I thought I had some big. Here we go. There's just a bunch of random stuff that we can put into. Is that good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So hand modeling. Christina says, I just want to do patty cake hand clapping stuff if I were there sitting across from you. That's fair. So I'm going to run this one through the clay machine to make it thin, and that'll be what we make the little fringe. Well, I'm going to make the fringe. Because I'm going for super realistic, and Maddie's going more for, like, not cartoony, but like
kind
much
of.
more fantasy and
Yeah.
like
Kind of like a chibi.
yes,
Chibi
chibi. That's
mushroom,
the
yeah.
word. Like little kawaii mushrooms.
Mhm.
Oh. Okay. So I had to uncover. I'm gonna just bring the camera over real quick, and we have. Today's episode in moving the camera around for 2 hours. What? Oh, there it is. Okay. So. Oh, and I can move it without hitting the camera. So now we are going to pass this through. I'm just going to give it a good huff and puff to get all the dirt off. And I'm just passing it through there on the first thickness, so the thickest setting, and then here on the thinnest, and I'm actually going to fold it in half and then fold it this way as well, and then kind of just smush it out with my fingers. Uh-oh. Well, this isn't fraying nearly as much as I'd hoped it would, so I'm going to fold it in half again. The dog fur adds structural strength to the project. Or something. So I'm going to fold it in half again. And I just want to keep doing this because the more we do this, the more it's going to give us a kind of chewed up edge, which I think is just cool. There we go. And now I'm actually going to fold this in half. Trying to make sure that I'm not trapping any air bubbles because those can kind of expand and sometimes burst during baking. So anytime that y'all are kneading or shaping your polymer clay, I'm pretty sure you're going to want to try to avoid getting air bubbles in there. So this should be enough for at least a couple of mushrooms. Got some nice texture there along the edge. And now I'm going to bring it down. I'm going to reduce it to I'm on size 3. After's life for me. And I don't want to make it too thin. So there we have that. I'm going to pop this out of the tripod. Woo! And I'm just going to lay it across right there. You can help yourself to that, Maddie, if you want any. Dog drool makes a great adhesive. Oh no, I don't. Well, maybe for at least for a little while. Because I couldn't trust Sam to not, like, if he like licked the floor to hold something on, he'd just lick the floor again and de-stick it. Pasta. Ooh, they love fiber enforced structures. Send some dog hair to the moon or something. Okay, so I think I'm gonna start by just making the little like, what color do you want the cap of your mushroom to be?
I don't know.
And also, how big do you want it? Because my first one I think is gonna be kind of huge, but it didn't have to be huge.
I'm probably not gonna do a huge cap.
Right. I'm gonna cut that in half again, and I'm using about this much for the stem. Yeah, that's a pretty good.
Yeah.
And then which crystal do you think I should do?
I don't know. I think I was gonna use this one.
Okay, then I'll take this one. So that's nice and thin. I can kind of. So I'm gonna take this and I'm just cramming the crystal up and in. I'm gonna zoom in just a little bit. Maybe, if the phone will let me. There we go. Whoop, too much there. There we go. But now you can't see Maddie's stuff. You know what? We were fine before, weren't we? I just love meddling, I think, is all it's coming down to. And so, yeah, I want to get as much of this mushroom. I don't want to cover up the whole crystal, but I do want to make sure that it's embedded in there. It's like I've pushed it down and over. Are you catching the fan?
Yes.
Okay. Ah! Andrea likes it. Yo ho, crafter's life for me. Which I keep turning it into the Hunger Games in the hanging tree, so I need to listen to the pirate song again. Because it was supposed to be like a pirate song. Great Dane glue, no! Glassfish, stone pebbles, and a mermaid hand. Aw! Oh, that's so cute. Okay. So there we have that. And I think I'm going to get the sculpting done on this part and then bake it and then do that like smush together part. So do you mind, Maddie, if I bring this around and get a close-up of what I'm doing? Okay. So, phase 2 of messing about with the tripod. Oh, Maddie, that looks good. And if you want a straighter edge, you can take like this silicone tool and use it to push and shape the bottom. So yeah, feel free to experiment with any of that stuff. And I also have a shorter one if the thing gets in your way. Which I actually think I'm going to use this one. These were tips for like, there was a tool that I had gotten from Sculpey, that like a Sculpey polymer clay starter kit that had a tool, like it was like a calligraphy handle, but it had interchangeable tips. And instead of having to swap out the handle, I just made all these little clay holdy parts. Hey Tish, how's it going? So I think my favorites are just these ball stylus. And I just want to add a little bit. I'm not using any reference images, so I don't know how that's going to work out for wanting to make a super realistic mushroom. So I'm just making it up. So it's a whole bunch of building up very small details that apparently don't show up well on camera. So that's fantastic. But I'm just lightly starting to put in some like growth lines, maybe. Hey, Randy, could you get the oven started to 275, please?
Yeah.
Thank you. And now I'm gonna give it a whole bunch of dimples. So just poke, 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 poke. Patty. It's honestly, I'm way more scared of sculpting than I think I should have been, because I was always trying to get my pieces to look like someone else's pieces. And the thing is that make it sized to your hands. So a lot of stuff, like doing some of the cute like pinches and different things like that, like if you're just making like sculpting a polymer clay heart, just start sculpting and see what happens. Like I think you might surprise yourself, but try to release that expectation of trying to get it to look a certain way and just start having fun and see what happens. How goes it?
It's going.
Yeah. So now I'm just poking his butt a whole bunch. Because you can't really tell right now that anything's happening. Now I wonder with these quartz crystals if it's ever going to glow on the inside, and if that would like, oh, these are going to look super cool.
Yeah.
So that might be something for all the Happy Crafter Club members. Shameless self-promotion. Shameless self-promotion. In our first commercial break of the evening, this episode of Messing with the Camera Tripod is brought to you by our Happy Crafter Club. But yeah, later tonight, if we're still streaming whenever the sun's set, we will get out the black light and see how these babies glow. And so after doing the little bit of straight lines, now I add in some of the twist. And I'm going to set it down because I want this to be able to be like hanging from a rear view mirror or, you know, things like that. So I don't want there to be like a flat backside. And then I've got some brown chalk pastels. And I think I have a makeup brush somewhere. You good?
Mm-hmm.
You're just waiting?
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Oh, here's another ball stylus. If you want that. Oh, there's a whole mess of clay sculpting tools in here. Ooh. And what was I looking for?
Makeup brush.
Right. Thank you. Oh, here's some more sculpting. They're in here if you want any.
Okay.
Set that right. Because otherwise I'm just going to take everything out of the drawer and set it.
Oh, there's brushes up there.
Yep. Thank you. There's one makeup brush in particular because I really like the makeup brush for doing this as opposed to like just a regular paintbrush. Because makeup brushes kind of deliver pigment a little differently, like powdered pigment.
Yeah.
But I think I may have lost that paintbrush to the sands of time. Okay, so I'll just use this one. And so now from here, I am going to scrape off just a little bit of this chalk pastel. There it is. So just scraping some of that off. There we go. And now I'm going to get some onto an angled paintbrush. And the higher quality chalk pastels that you're able to use, like if you can make sure that they're color fast, that's really nice. And then I'm just coming up and starting at the base of where the crystal and the clay come together. You could do this with acrylics after baking, but I really like getting just a little bit of color on there while it's still kind of sticky like this, because it gives it such a soft blush of color.
Hi, Christina.
Where'd she go? Bye, Christina. Jim Bob John Boy. Right on. You make glow micas and Sculpey translucent. Ooh, I don't know, Meta. That's a really good idea. I don't know how the glow-in-the-dark pigments bake. Like, I don't know if they deteriorate through being, exposed to heat for long times. So, no, I mean, I presume they do because some of these resins get pretty hot. But it's worth a try for sure. And not to be this way, but if it doesn't work out, you can just paint over it. Like, okay. But yeah, doing just a little bit of that detailing can kind of give us a sampling. I'm going to do some deeper spots. There we go. Because that's going to be able to give us, I may go through, yeah. Okay, so we did the pastel bits, and I'm going to go through with, after baking, with an acrylic wash to let it settle nice and deep into these other lines. And I've got a whole mess of pastels in there. You don't have to feel like you can only use brown. Like, purple highlights would look really cool on this, actually. Like, all sorts of
try
stuff.
different things.
Yeah.
We have.
Well, I've got a whole mess of that stuff. So yeah, we can be doing this all day. Okay, so yeah, and I'm gonna flip this over and use the smaller end. Okay. Yes, please let me know if it works, Meta. That's so cool. Patricia says probably could put on a baking sheet on the dash of your car. You can also bake cookies too. What's up, baby?
Putting a dash on the, or a cookie sheet on the dash to make some cookies.
Right? Instead of heating up the house with having the oven going. Okay, so I think I'm just going to end up overworking that one if I keep doing this. So I want to make another stem. Do you want to pick what my next crystal should be, Maddie?
Do you want to do like the fat one?
Yeah. Chunky boy. So this one. Meta cookies. I'm actually, instead of making a round stem, I'm just making a tube stem. I'm making a nice long, I'm just gonna be quiet and let y'all watch what's happening because I can't talk. Drax, we're using our big oven. We donated our toaster oven because we just weren't using it very much. But it's good news because we were probably going to bake something for dinner anyways. I'm gonna take that one and use the flat edge to just kind of train up the clay on the crystal. Do I have another quill over here? Nah, I'm gonna try this one. So this is another one of our silicone tipped tools that I'm gonna try just doing little lines in. Now that's a cute idea. That's not what I was going for, but if we just did the mushroom cap and the crystal was the stem.
Huh.
Like I think for some of our thinner crystals that aren't in that drawer, that might be a good use for them. Nope, still like the ball stylus best. Hey Lydia, yeah, we're making mushrooms. Do what?
This is nice for smaller cookies.
Ooh, yeah, the wire brush.
Mm-hmm.
So again, just holding and then doing a whole bunch of those little dots. Maybe I'm gonna take this one and do some big dots. Now I'm debating if we get this sculpted and then drill down into it to set the wire that way, or if we set a wire in it prior to baking. I personally think it's more secure to set the wire prior to baking.
Yeah.
Okay, so just coming through. Tap, 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 tap. Bye, Hawk. Thanks so much for hanging out. See you down the trail. I'm just starting real gentle, and then because I don't want to be removing any material, I just want to kind of give the start getting the gist of it with the direction that the lines are moving. Okay, where's that paintbrush? Oh, there it is. Shave some more. Ooh, hey Rhonda, how's it going? Hey Brenda. I'm really glad all y'all are able to join us here, including all of our lurkers. Hey everybody who doesn't comment. We still hope you guys are having a great day. Ooh, and you can do this with metallic, like Prolex powders and stuff. I actually really like Prolex because it is color fast and it's very heavily pigmented. But this chalk pastel is nice for just building up. And then we can dry brush the side to side. There we go. So there's 2 little mushroom butts. Getting ready for my daughter's graduation party tomorrow. Right on, Rhonda. Oh, a captive bead. Yeah, I love those glow-in-the-dark tracer beads, Lydia. What's the next one we should do? So I was going to do, like, at least 5 butts. And then starting on the caps. Or do you think I should work on the cap? Because once I start on the caps, I'm going to have red all over my fingers.
Yeah, so we should just do all the butts first.
Yep, butts first. Can I do this one? So now, hey Kay, how's it going? Ooh, what you know?
Always do the butts first.
Randy says always do the butts first. I'm not certain what he's talking about. Like, but he sounds so certain that I'm just gonna believe him. So, okay. There we go. And just making like a little hat. And this is actually the stem of the mushroom. We're still going to be adding some caps. Ah, that's awesome, what you know. I need a different song stuck in my head. Booty, 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 booty. Maddie's just shaking her head. All right, then. Yeah, no worries, Kate. Oh, and you can roll it on just the table, too.
Get stuff stuck in it.
Oh, we could probably clean the table. So I'm just coming through, doing some little pokies. This is definitely a project that benefits from like being able to fool about with the lighting and the way that the camera perceives it to make it like have higher contrast, that the way they can actually see what I'm doing on the glow in the dark. And then just gradually adding a little bit of pressure can really help you build in those lines. And the nice thing about polymer clay is it's not like air dry clay where you have a limited amount of time to work with it. If you mess up, you can just smush it up and start over, and it's not cured until it's baked. So that's a really great way to feel free to spend some time and experiment, because you never know what might come up. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit more prominent dimpling. Well, thanks for coming and hanging out, Marie. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Okay, I'm going to get a smaller tip to make kind of smaller, deeper holes. But adding, like, it's like $6 for a set of these ball tools. And that's probably the best sculpting investment I've ever made. Now, granted, I still feel like, even though I've been doing it for a while, I still feel like very much of a beginner in sculpting, but they're really handy, y'all. And just having the different sized tips really makes a big difference in being able to add just different different levels of detail. Okay, so now coming in and again just starting at the base and brushing up. Now also I'm just going to let you guys know that it really helps whenever you do the @Yvonne Williams, because I've got the camera kind of like, the camera's right here, my face is like directly to the left. You can't see what my hand's doing. And so it really catches my eye when there's some orange on the screen. So I don't ever want to miss any of y'all's questions or ideas or anything like that. So I appreciate y'all putting in the extra effort to @ me. Ooh, Tish says, would you mind sharing what your perfume oils smell like? And that seems so cool to do. It's a ton of fun, actually. Maddie's Mix is a very crisp and clean smell. It's a base of witch hazel, and which is astringent. So like we have the ingredients listed on the website, we're in our apothecary shop now. And so that way you can kind of Google each of the ingredients and know for yourself whether or not you have any sensitivities to it. But I've used witch hazel as like a toner for whenever I was going through puberty and my skin was really oily. It's really great for kind of drying, like just drying qualities. Like, so you got to be careful if you've got very dry skin, that it's going to kind of exacerbate that. And now that we've done that, I'm going to twist it a little bit. But the scents in there on hers are tea tree oil is the strongest element of it, with lavender, sandalwood, and frankincense, which most of the time I'd be like, really, tea tree oil? But it's very clean and crispy smelling. And I like it because it's a modification from what I've been using for years for treating acne and boils and just all sorts of stuff. So I really like it for feeling nice and fresh. And then my blend is a base of jojoba oil with rose absolute, jasmine absolute, and lang lang oil. So it's very, very floral, very much just rolled around in the garden. Oh, this one's so pretty. Smoosh. And is much more moisturizing. So I like to use it sparingly as a perfume, whereas Maddie's Mix I like to use as like a deodorant, as like a fresher upper, for it's like when I get my stink on, I like Maddie's because it crisps that right up. Like, especially if we've been sitting in the car all day and I'm just like under the glaring sun and like sweating all day and stuff, but can't like stop at a truck stop and get a shower right then, it's good to go. That's a spritz bottle. I usually carry it in a spritz bottle, but that's just me. I love the smell of the anti-itch spray I use. Right on, April. Sandalwood is nice. Sabea, you have excellent taste. Ooh, Christina says apothecary shop link. It's actually on our website, backtoearthcreations.com. I'm not at a computer right now, so I don't know if I can link it. If you, oh boy, well, here we can let us go on an adventure. And which, you know, whenever we get, I want to answer your question first. When we get fingerprints in the clay, I just like pet it a bunch, but also using stiffer clay. Like the Sculpey Primo is significantly stiffer than just the Sculpey 3, and the Sculpey 3 really takes a lot of fingerprints, but I don't have too much of a problem here on this one. But yeah, just kind of petting it out. And then with stuff like with the mushrooms, I've added so much texture that I'm not really that worried about getting fingerprints on it. But yeah, just to shameless smell. Shame. That's the gist of it, right? So we are going to go to our website. Boop. That's down there. Open with Safari. Do what, baby? Burnt Boast. So here on our website, if you click shop, just right there, then you get to wait for it to load. Right on, Tish. Oh, Lydia, I love eucalyptus. Like Vicks is I dig it. So like some Vicks Vapor Rub with some I actually put in more essential or eucalyptus into my little jars of Vicks. And so here on our shop by category page, if you just scroll down to the bottom, right there is Homebrewed Apothecary. And then those are the different, you can also click shop, and then apothecaries right there. And you can click that and it'll take you right to the page. And each of the bottles has a little chip of, amber beads as kind of like a shake ball. April says, I dislike lavender. Right on, to each their own. That's why we list the ingredients, is because y'all know your tastes better than anybody. Lydia says, I'm a eucalyptus junkie. Nice. Now also, if you don't have those stylus tools, the end of a paintbrush, the tip of a pencil, anything. You can even sculpt some of your own polymer clay sculpting tools out of polymer clay. And that way you can get really distinct like textures and all sorts of stuff. Ooh, right on. Okay, that's a good tip. Susan Bailey at Turtle Soup Beads uses water in a spray bottle to help with the fingerprints and sticking. That's an excellent tip. But yeah, here just with the end of a paintbrush, we can come in and you can get a pack of wooden handled paintbrushes at like the dollar store for $1.25, I think. And then you could even use like a nail file or some sandpaper or like a rock, I don't know, like to sand down the ends of your paintbrushes. So if there's a crafter, there's a way. And I'm just gonna keep poking, pokey, 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 poke, pokey, 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 poke. Now I'm gonna use a different sized ball stylus to get like crisper, deeper pokes. Ooh, right on, Kim. Bye, Benjamin. Thanks for stopping by. Hey, Amanda. Today we are making glow-in-the-dark mushroom crystal pendants. So I know it didn't look like much right this second, but it's a work in progress. There we go. And now I am going to get a little bit of powder onto the clay, or onto the brush, and then onto the clay. This is just beep boop chalk pastel that I have scraped with a craft knife. And then I'm coming through and just brushing it on, kind of catching the bottom edge and then dragging it up, and it deposits less and less of the pigment as we move along. And this is just real light, and we will be going back over this with acrylic paint after everything's all said and done. But I do like to just get a little bit of a gist of how things are going to be looking. It lets me know where I need to add more texture. Ooh, Kim, that's a good idea. Man, I'm glad you're in here. I'm glad all y'all are in here, but toothpicks. That's a great idea, Kim. Like, I learned so much from you guys, and I really appreciate that, because a lot of y'all are very kind, and thank us for our tutorials and stuff, but really, I need to be thanking y'all way more than what we do, but it's, y'all inspire us and teach us every single day, so thank all y'all for being here. So just getting a little bit more, and now that we've done that shaping and a little bit of color, I am just going to take this and twist, just because it's a really fun way of adding some really nice depth. And again, the camera's kind of overexposing it. Hey Gary, you're only 57 minutes and 36 seconds late. It's fine. Can I do another one, Maddie?
Yeah.
I'm gonna make this one great big or wee bitty. Or should we have 2 mushrooms coming off of it? No, let's just have it be regular. Okay.
Could do a small one.
Okay. Let's see how it comes out. So this one, I made like a little pancake and then wrapped it around the crystal. And that's pretty nice. I think I like that. I was going to make it little, but it came out kind of the same size as the other ones. So I'm going to take off just a little bit more of the clay. He'll be a little stubby buddy. Okay. So now I'm going to come around and kind of just, almost feels like pulling his pants up, but we're just smushing that up just a little bit to make it a cleaner distinction. There we go. And now let's try this tip that's just like a cone. Now that gives an interesting shape. I really like that. So I'm just going to come through, do a bunch of little, because you can get some really sharp little points and then some really nice deep points too. Just coming through and doing the little lines. Starting to have fantasies of dinner. Do you think it might be prime green bean time for dinner tonight?
Yeah, maybe.
We were lazy and indulgent today, and for breakfast just went out and got, well, Randy and Maddie went out and got barbecue from a local barbecue joint. Just the pounds of meat. Like, we got a pound of smoked turkey and a pound of their pulled pork. And so now we don't really have to cook any meat today, because between that and the leftovers, it's probably the easiest, keto meal day we've had, because there's no cooking involved. We just get to microwave stuff. Well, I say that, but I'm still gonna try to bat my eyelashes at Maddie and get her to make some green beans. Well, she does them on the stove and they're really good. 'Cause I usually just microwave them and they're like sad. There we go. So we just got a little bit more of that powder, the chalk pastel. Getting that down. Oh, Gary says, thank you for giving me the inspiration to reach out into other mediums. You guys are amazing. Aw, right on. You're amazing, Gary. Hey, Elijah, how's it going? Hey, Jennifer. We're making the butt ends of little glow-in-the-dark mushroom pendants. So we have some quartz crystals here, and I'm just using Sculpty Primo in their glow-in-the-dark color to make the stem. I don't know the scientific names off the top of my head, or at all really, of the different parts of a mushroom, but there's the stem and the cap and like kind of a little fringy skirt, and the gills are the different parts of the mushroom that I'm going to be making today. And honestly, even if I knew how to spell it, I don't know if I'd be able to pronounce it correctly, the names of the different scientific parts of a mushroom. There we go. Oh, that's good to hear, Elijah. There we go. Uh-oh, I scraped up way too much powder. So I'm gonna come through, squish this a bit, roll it. Oh, Maddie, that's pretty. Could you pick me a crystal too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want that one?
No, you could do that one. Maddie just got, can I show everybody? Maddie just picked this crystal out of our crystal drawer that she's gonna make a mushroom coming up out of, which is super pretty. I wish the camera would focus on it, but here we are. Like, I think maybe some of the more petite crystals might be a good option. Ooh, I found some chapstick. And it's actually chapstick. That's awesome.
Smaller? There's not much.
That'll be good. I'll make it work. Yeah, I like how it has that petite end. That's perfect. Yeah, it's got a little nubbin. There we go. So I've rolled it on the table a bit, and that helps too with kind of giving a much more even look. So I think I'm going to do this one without as much of the stippling down at the bottom, with that little kind of lumpy texture. And so I'm just coming through. I'm actually going to set it on the table to give it some consistent resistance against the stylus. And I'm just rolling it to get some texture in there. And now I'm just catching the edge, that bottom edge, and it's kind of pulling it up a little bit, and I don't want to do that too much, but also it makes it look really cool. Hey, Anna. Yes, these are glow in the dark. They're going to be made into mushrooms. So it's, you got to just believe in the process sometimes. So I'm just doing a whole bunch of lines. And then I'm going to get some chalk pastel in my brush and just do some side to side. And I start at the base to deposit the most pigment and then work my way up. So again, this isn't the best color and lighting, but it's what we were working on today. Or what we were supposed to be working on today, at least. So now I'm going to take that and give it just a little bit of a twist. And again, I wish that, I don't know if I can do anything about the lighting to get it to pick up on the details more. There's another one. Okay, so now I'm going to work on I'm going to be making some red caps, but you can work on whatever color you would like, Maddie. So here we have pomegranate. What other reds do we have? Now here we have some Sculpey 3. This is going to be for the top of a pendant, so I am not going to be using this because it's going to be quite soft. And, well, here's some Sculpey Primo and pomegranate as well. Ooh, now that one's pretty. In a really nice dark red. That'd be cool.
What colors do you have?
We've got purples, I've got some greens, a bunch of yellows, some brown and earthy tones, and then you can go through those drawers because we have all of those colors as well. These are just my backstock.
Okay.
That's closest to hand, so that's what of course what I reach for. Hey, Kelly. Yes, they're gonna be pendants. Hey, Yvette. Hey, Taxers. What other mediums are you reaching out into, Gary? Hey, Dana, how's it going? Okay, so these are, what are they? 2-ounce blocks, so this is a 1/2 ounce of clay. Now, the reds deposit a lot of pigment, so I try to always use the light colors first. That way I'm not getting fingerprints on all of them. Tashers, today we are making some glow-in-the-dark, sorry, Maddie, glow-in-the-dark pendant, mushroom pendants. Yes. So the fly agaric, or however it's pronounced. Kelly says makes me want gum. So I'm going to fold and roll. It can be kind of stiff at first, but yeah, you can... My camera's so washed out that it's like whiting everything out. Yeah, I'm going to be shaking the table again for a minute, Maddie. Okay. I think Maddie's going to show her work when she's ready, Lydia. I'm going to try to, like, embed a bead, like a head pin, through the tops of the mushrooms before baking, actually. So we'll be doing that here shortly. Maddie Drax's mom is asking, how's the ankle?
It's okay. I mean, it's still an ankle. It's still swollen a bit, but it's not too terribly bad.
What seems to be happening is you'll have days where it feels good, so you'll get up and like do a bunch of stuff, and then it's like mad all over again.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what I just accidentally rubbed all over this, but well, that'll be fine. Maybe I'm gonna cut off the contaminated part. I didn't realize my blade was dirty. There we go. Blade's clean now. Cleaner. Okay. So now I'm going to take probably what's going to amount to 1/4 of an ounce, maybe a little less, to make the cap. It's very much like taffy. So now I'm going to use the table to press down, and I just want to make a little, some of these are going to be a little bit more triangular than others. Some are going to be more like oval. Yeah?
Yeah, I think I'm done.
Right on.
With the butts.
With the butts. Yeah, Maddie had a bit of an accident on the stairs. Maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, something like that.
They jumped up and got her.
Yeah,
So,
I was just standing, and then I wasn't.
cruelty.
Yeah.
The stairs are out to get you, though. It really does seem that way.
Yeah. Every year, it's like I hurt myself on
Mm-hmm.
them. Like the first one, I was walking up them, and I missed a step.
Yeah?
And I bashed my chin.
Oh, jeez.
And I just sat there for a little bit. I don't think I told you guys.
You
until,
handled
the
this
next
stuff
summer.
like a trooper, yeah. And we were like, what the crap? So now we have a little bit of, and you know what would make this look really, here, I'm going to come off to this way, yeah. There we go. But I have a mold that is, I think it's in that one. Can you hand me this mold? Yes. Thank you, Maddie. So we can take this mold here, that's silicone, and I'm just going to smush it in to try to get a really nice, smooth, round shape. And then smush it down, and now it's got a big old bloop in it. So, I mean, that's one idea, I guess. I may also actually, let's get some crud off of that. And let's roll this back up. Sabaeus says never trust stairs. They just look shifty. So I'm going to use one of the larger molds to shape our sphere out. Not sphere, the cap.
You're out of like a lot of stuff.
I am. Ooh, flipping the mold over is a good idea. No, it is sticking. Like, they are pretty stuck in there. But at least on this one, I can push in from, like, the side, maybe? And get my hand in there. It worked better in theory than in reality, but it's worth a try. Y'all may have better success with that than me. I don't even know. Thank you. But yeah, using that mold kind of just succeeded in getting crud all in my clay. Ooh, crafty. Says I used the back of a spoon to shape my caps. That's a really good idea. Right on, Gary. Well, what are you branching out into? honestly just seems to work the best for me. I'm gonna have to take all of these. Actually, that's a really cool way. I'm just gonna come through with my fingernail and put in. Maddie, check this crap out. Ooh, you want to use a spring lilac?
Yeah.
Go for it. But just coming through with my fingernail and kind of like jabbing in and then pulling.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'm really digging that. Now I'm trying to keep them parallel too, though. Bye, Drax. Have a great day at work. Alright. You good? You made it through. Can you retrieve something for me?
Yes.
You can sit. It's in the drawers behind you. It's like a green bottomed bin that has a bunch of head pins in it.
A bunch of what?
Head pins?
Okay.
They look like pieces of wire about this long.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll be like 4 vertical compartments and 1 long horizontal one. Anna says, we want to see Maddie. Do you want to be on camera for a little bit?
In a minute.
Okay.
Maybe after.
After, when we get the stuff in the oven, maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Maddie's not quite ready yet, and just because I do vlogging and live streaming and stuff, I don't want to force it on the people around me. And she's very accommodating of me being an absolute ham and cheese sandwich.
It's in a green bin.
Yes, I will get off of my butt.
I mean, you can just tell me, like,
well, because it might
numbers.
not be where I thought it was supposed to be. Haha! It's in the head pin drawer. But yeah, so it's 5 compartments. But yeah, these are head pins.
In the purple drawer.
Yes. Okay, so the way that I'm going to do these caps is we have Gary. I am, would you know? I like it with my nail. Okay. But we have some head pins here. And honestly, longer would be better, but here we are. And these are enameled iron head pins that have a pretty substantial head on them. And then I am sliding on a 3mm metal bead, something that won't slide over the head pin like head. And then I am going to push this through the cap after shaping, after sculpting. And we can pull that up and in. And then whenever later I'm going to attach the I'm just using my fingertips to kind of pull a bit. So yeah, I'll be attaching the stem to this part after baking, I think. Because we could make a little thing that we can hang them off of and bake them hanging. That way there's nowhere touching. Because wherever it touches the tile, it's going to get like a little flat spot unless we like put them on a bed of cornstarch or something. Which I don't have that much cornstarch.
Mm-hmm.
But so we might make a thing and just hang them.
Okay.
Ooh, but I wiggled the thing and now it's opened the hole a bit. So I'm going to just smush that in some with my finger. We may also just do a 2-phase baking. And yeah, that's what we'll do, I think. Okay.
How did you sculpt
The head?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to start by just making it into a ball. And then, ooh, hey Rosalie. She says, hello Yvonne. Catching up while watching your videos and checking your cabochons. Take care. Ooh, Gary. I'm excited for Bristol this year. Like, I hope the weather's really good for y'all. Oh, Witch and Gnome. Happy early birthday. So, yeah, so I've rolled a ball, and then I'm just going to smush what's going to be the flat side onto the table. And then you can kind of shape it into a cone, or you can smush it a little flatter. So it's just kind of whatever shape that you want, and you can make it, like, we could do a really long cap, actually. And kind of bend it off to the side. So, like, something like that.
Oh,
like, you could get all kinds of wild with it. Oh, that'll be really cool, Witch and Gnome. So with this mushroom cap, I'm going to make it very fantasy. So I'm just pinching with my finger and thumb to give a nice little dome shape. And then we can come through and just rub with our finger to get all of that rubbed and mashed down. There we go. And then we can actually take our craft knife and do a little bit of shaping by just pressing and pulling up with the craft knife. Because, like, some mushrooms will fray and split as they open, and their little gills open and they spread their spores across the earth. Yeah, like a little gnome hat. And then we can come in and press up and come in. Ooh, that's gonna be cool.
Oh, thank you. Just trying to smooth it out right now.
Gotcha. But yeah, so there we have just a little bit. Do you mind if I zoom out so they can see what you're working on?
Yeah, I don't mind.
Okay. There we go. There's her little hands.
Which, these are the stems.
Yes.
This was my first one. He's a little dirty on one side.
Oh,
Just a little dirty.
that's nice though. I like how you blended the clay down into it.
And then this was me second one. I didn't twist it or anything.
Right on.
But yeah, just kind of very cartoony. It's like this, but they made it cartoon.
Right, toned it down a bit.
And that was my last one, which I think is my
Nice.
favorite.
I love the 2 crystal points coming out and how
Yeah.
you twisted that.
Super cute. But yeah, just like chibi versions of that.
Yes. Oh, I need to do the cap for this one. So again, I'm going to take and just press through and then come up. Ooh, it actually came up through the top of the cap. What a rare day this is. And I'm just pulling and making sure that that's nice and embedded in there. So this is what is going to get turned into a little loop on the top to make it into a pendant after it's all said and done. So how many caps am I going to need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So I'll do 3 in this lighter red and then 3 in a darker red. Thanks, Nova, sorry. Cramming the crystal, euphemism I'm not really used to. Nice, Gary. Okay, I'm gonna shake the table a sec. Okay, and so now we can just fold them all. Well, hey, Ember baby. Yeah. Sorry. I keep scooching the table. I have to pet the cat.
It's fine, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Lynn, how's it going? Now also keep in mind, after it's been baked, we can sand it a little bit.
Yeah, that'll be needed.
So if you're shooting for like really smooth and perfect,
Yeah.
that'll probably be the best way to get there.
Okay, cool.
And it says, so Randy's feeling okay now? I think he is. Hey, Randy, how are you doing?
He's got his headphones on.
Oh, yeah, he's basically doing better.
He's fine.
He's fine. Says Maddie. I think he's doing art.
He is.
Oh my god.
I know. And it looks really, really good.
I know, I saw it whenever I came up to like complain at him about existing. All I've done for years is just bitch. Is how it feels sometimes.
But no, yeah, it looks really, really good.
I'm
And
so
he's
excited.
like, oh, it doesn't look that good. But and then he says something like, I don't draw like normal people.
Mhm.
He's like, there's the easy way and then there's my way. But I'm like, it looks pretty much exactly like the image.
Right.
And you didn't use any like skeleton work.
Right.
Like it's just
I think sometimes he gets up into his own head a little too much.
Mhm.
And it's like, dude, just have fun.
Yeah.
But man, 4 years he had a real piece of work for an art teacher. And I have nothing polite to say.
Yeah.
But so it's I've still got his old artwork. We'll have to look at it
Yeah.
later. But he's never been bad at art from what I've seen.
Mhm.
Like, and for him to be able to pick up a digital tablet for like the first time.
Yeah. And then just like
Dude, it's like, oh my
okay,
god,
that's fine.
it's amazing. Meanwhile, I'm just over here like, how can I make money off of him? Like, and I'm trying so hard to like not be a monster, but here I am. What? No! Luca says he's watching you on live stream, haha, with headphones in. And I was like, oh, he just totally heard that private conversation that we had in front of everyone.
Randy, no.
No. Oh, wow. Kay says, have you ever had a customer actually verbally argue with you at a show? I did. It gave me anxiety. Now, I love to do shows, but get worked up when customers ask a question. Huh. I don't think we have. I think I have a lot of people just tell me, like, oh, well, I don't like that. And it's like, okay. But, like, they'll say it like I let them down. And it's like, dude, like, I don't know you. So, but I've never had, like, if you don't mind me asking, what were they arguing about? Like, was it on what type of stone something was, or I don't know. I don't think we've had anybody argue with us. I'm a little bit of, we call it Hurricane Vaughn, because it's like I can't, whenever I get my mind set on something, I can kind of tend to barrel over people and not realize if they're like arguing with me. So I'll just be like in customer service mode so hard that I can't like process that it's like, well, what do you mean? Like, I don't know, it does not compute. Ooh, that one's got a nice like thick top. Doughy thick. Oh, that'd be really cool, Lydia. Right, Nova says, I can understand about the art teacher thing. It's like, I had always lamented not taking any art classes, because, like, I think I'd have had a lot of fun at it. But then after Randy's experience, I'm like, I'm kind of glad that I still like art. Oop. Oh, that did not go through the center of the cap at all.
We try.
Yeah, I just smush it again. And do the smush. What? Hey, Randy. Y'all know I can hear you whispering, right? Headphones and all. Hey, baby. How you doing? Whoops. Then completely ignored my. Oh God. Oh no, I'm dying. Oh. If that's not in a nutshell.
And
Oh no. Nova says I went to art college and it took me 10 years to start up drawing again. Oof. Dude. Well, I'm glad you started drawing again. Are you enjoying it? Being back at it? A pouty Sasquatch. Oh, that's what we need to draw. Is a little baby Squatch pouting with those big old furry chibi eyes. With like gamer headphones on. And like one of those beer hats, but it's Dr. Pepper cans.
oh my God.
Yeah. I think he would actually love one of those hats.
I would love one of those.
Oh, honey. for tea?
Yeah, tea.
I could use one for crafting. Actually, just today, Maddie, I was taking pictures for the website, and I was like frustrated that I didn't have a third hand because I'm like trying to hydrate, and I told myself that it's like, okay, every 7 things that I get pictures uploaded of, I will take a drink. But that's like a whole lot of work to like move your hand and pick up a cup and then drink.
It is.
So I'm like, if I could, a beer hat I think would be perfect for staying hydrated while crafting. Yeah. Though I guess I could go be more graceful about it and go with one of those like camelbacks or something. But I don't know. I'm really liking the idea of one of the beer hats. So yeah, might have to make it so. Ooh, Kelly says, okay, back to, well, not normal. So the pomegranate part will be, these will be the caps of the mushroom. So we'll be coming through. Do what, my love?
You're a camelback.
Yeah. I don't even know what that means.
Just go with it. Smile and nod.
Yeah. Wait, that's what y'all say about me when y'all are whispering. Guilty.
That far behind that you no longer catch my references?
Yeah, I think so. Like on my screen right this second, I am still shaping the last red hat.
I'm still doing the same thing that I was previously doing.
I'm just now opening up the block of, well, it's a process, Maddie.
It is a process because I want it to be thick.
Uh-huh.
But then out
Paper
the
out.
sides.
Yeah.
But then also I just keep
It looks like you're getting it good.
farther and farther.
That's a really soft purple, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Oh, hair.
Now, also keep in mind, we can always, if you wanted to use a stiffer color, we could always paint it to be that lighter color as well.
Yeah. But that's a lot of work, and I'm
What
kind of
did
lazy.
What did you do to your burrito with it? There may or may not be video evidence of it. Kay says, this lady argued with me on a free ink refill on a beaded pen. She didn't even buy one, but wanted to know about more refills. I even gave her the name of the company where I purchased the refills. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry, Kay. Like, if anything, take it not as it's not a you problem, it's a her problem. She'd have probably had that argument with anybody, whoever it was. So don't take it personally, just kind of carry on. Easier said than done, but it's just shrug it off and go forth and be awesome. Right, Amy? How are you doing today? She says, I go to the kitchen for 2 minutes and I come back to spanking burritos. So again, on this one, just doing that pinch to bring it down. Yeah, Maddie's wearing a Star Wars tee.
Yes.
Go represent.
Mm-hmm.
What? No, oh Gary, you're good. He just goes over and sits in the corner in shame. No, no, no. Come sit in the middle of the room in shame like the rest of us. So there's that. And now I'm going to come through and I'm going to do those little cuts by just pulling up. The lighting right here is genuinely terrible. But that's okay. Actually, it's getting decent for the camera now that it's getting dark. And so I'm just going to do 3 little kind of smush up parts, like a little tricorn hat. Yo-ho, yo-ho. Then I'm going to set that down. Did you see my inspirational post? I think I did. There was a couple posts you had posted a couple of times. We have not caught up with the newest episode of Obi-Wan, but I'm pretty sure we watched last week's.
I don't want to get into it.
We're not going to get into it.
This is not that channel.
Yep. And also, I don't ever want there to be spoilers for other people.
That as well.
Honestly, I'm just frothing at the mouth for the next Baby Yoda show to come out. So. By the way, we need to tackle that Baby Yoda chia pet.
Yeah.
If we're ever gonna see some chia grow. So I'm really digging that one.
Mm-hmm.
I like that kind of little bell shape.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna do another super realistic one.
Should be small.
Ooh, Kay says it was my very first show. Well, she has certainly set the low bar then for moving forward. Because that's rough, man. I'm sorry you had to go through that. It's a shame circle, says Dana. It's like a knitting circle, but worse. Oh, you good? Well, what craft are you pushing out into, Gary? Just all of them? Those are my favorites. All the crafts.
I think I'm done.
Okay. Do you wanna? I'm not gonna touch the cap for you because I don't want, all the red that's on my hands.
Mm-hmm.
But that size bead on one of the head pins will get you where you're going. Same, Tashers. He is a glorious specimen of a human being, that Obi-Wan. I hope my beard grows in that nice.
Same.
Same. Ooh, an X-Tool laser? Oh, Gary, that's awesome. How are you liking it? Ah. Kelly says this is dangerous because I do have black and glow-in-the-dark poly clay. I'm debating. Girl, do it. You will rock this, Kelly.
This is not something to do with long nails.
It really gets in the way, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
And that's where using like tools and forms and stuff can really come in handy. Like it can feel a little clumsy at first. Oh my god, my arms are cramping. Oh, there are outtakes. We'll have to check out the outtakes. Leuka says, my son builds Star Wars droids and such out of Legos. What? He makes his own without instructions. Kind of fun. He had us doing Lego Star Wars ornaments last year for the tree. Oh, that's so cool. Ah, gotcha, Kelly. Obi-Wan mullet and all. Don't know yet. We built it and did our first engraver on cardboard and the power went out halfway through. Oh no, I blamed it on the minion. You'll see when I post the video to YouTube. Ah, that'll be awesome. Nivette update, still eating burrito. So I use kind of 3 fingers to pinch the edge of the clay and pull and come out and up. And then I'm going to come through with my fingernail. Ooh, actually, I'm going to use my wire brush. Splayed out quite flat and dense. Oops. Nope, doesn't do what I hoped it would. Ooh, here's this thing. I don't know what it does, but I'm going to go like this. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to pull the camera back again. Oh my god, Amy. What's
Are we
up?
doing the bottoms with the white?
That'll be after baking.
Okay.
Because otherwise it deforms the top.
Mm.
So I'm coming through with curved side up. Just adding a little bit of character to the edges of our mushrooms. Because I don't want to get too like mechanical with it, but I want it to look consistent without being too consistent and just enough without being too much. But I guess that's, if that were easy, we'd all be doing it. Yes. And you can use whatever color you like as well. I just don't recommend this one because it's a little short.
Okay. Which size?
This one. So there we go. Nice little bit of texture on those. And, oh, I'm going to get in there and get a bead too. And I think the oven's ready. So we'll pop it in the oven and then have Q&A for a bit. So again, just getting that on there and then pulling the bead on the head pin up into clay. I want to try Cos clay so badly. Because they have different firmnesses and stuff of it too. Okay, so there's that one. Oh, I've got one more cap. Ooh, now a straw would work too, Leuka. That would actually be really cool. Nice. Okay. Well, now I'm all jealous of y'all with functioning lasers. That's something I meant to announce earlier, but our booty boxes moving forward will no longer have woodcuts in them because our laser is down, and I don't know if we can fix it this time. It seems to be a talking to space problem, and since the Glowforge requires that our laser talks to space, we're not allowed to just, like, I don't have a way to just hard jack into it. I don't know if we're going to be able to use it, which is very, very frustrating, but we'll see how it goes. So now I'm going to do another kind of like puffball top, like very round. Smoosh, smoosh, smoosh. Probably number one thing I'm pleased about with my creepy finger is I can now finally use the tip of my finger and it's not getting a fingernail mark in it.
That's nice.
Mm-hmm. Like, not to brag or anything, but my creepy finger.
Yeah.
But you got those nice nails, though. Like, your manicure looks nice. Aw, thanks, Leuka. We're long past our warranty, and then the Glowforge also caught on fire, which voids warranties even further. So, it is what it is, I guess, but we'll figure it out. So yeah, that's got a nice kind of big dome. And then I'm going to come through and do boop, 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 boop. Just trying to be random both in placement and woo! Aw. Well, thank you so much, Holly. She says, such inspiration. You beautiful youngsters make my day. Well, thank you, Holly. We'll use that to get some cosplay. Oh, you're doing is that the peacock green, or what color is that?
It may be rubbed off.
Oh goodness, that tracks. Check under your middle finger.
Sea glass?
They must have renamed it. Is yours a pro or plus? Ours is a pro. It has the pass-through. Or plus, whichever one it is that has a pass-through. Okay, so there's a lot of that texturing in the sides. Hey Hamzilla, how are you doing today? Okay, so feeding that through, just right through the center-ish. Let's see if we can feed it through the center better. Yeah, that's close enough. And then, boop, pulling that up and in. Setting it down. Perfect. Very excited about that. And then we will be adding more texture onto these after the fact. Okay, so if y'all want some ASMR tile cleaning, I'm gonna come back over here. I'm gonna put the cover back on my box. Ooh, Alexandrite. Right on, Elijah. Because I'd really like to use this to bake on, but I don't like baking resin. Oh, that flakes off nice and easy, though. So I'm just scraping off as much as I can before I start cleaning it with a cleaning solution. Just because sometimes it's easier to scrape off these glues and paints and stuff. Gary! Oh, thank you so much, Gary. Y'all are awesome. Well, what would y'all like? Do you want questions answered? Do you want story time? Gary and Holly and Rhonda. Like, any requests? Okay, that's good enough to bake on. Why? Oh no, Kelly. Oh, now this is just actually, this is a glazed ceramic tile from Lowe's. Like, you might actually still be able to see the item number on there if the camera weren't too blurry. But, I don't know. We do a lot of projects, and it's nice to have a baking surface that's big enough. Ooh, puppy update. Grandma went home to her family. Her humans are not the house next to us, but the next house down. And what happened, I'm pretty sure, is the kids had they were old enough to be home by themselves, but they're not allowed to be out in the yard or leave the house and look for the dogs. So I think the puppy slipped out, and they weren't able to go look for them. So whenever the parents came home, we were able to get it sorted. But it's still fun. I get to watch Grandma play with the kids over in their yard. Actually, I think her name is Perla. But I'm gonna keep calling her Grandma Perla, really. Like, but it did good things for my heart to play with a puppy. Aw, right on, Gary. Grandma dig again right now, or?
No, not right now.
Oh, okay. Oh, right. Yeah, which they start at like 60 cents, I think. Well, I mean that was years and years ago, but they should be relatively affordable when we're so yeah, she is a good puppy. Super little sweetie. What are the gray pads under the ceramic tile and where did you get them? These are silicone trivets and I put them under my oh my god, my battery's at 15%. I put them under my tile that way it's not rocking and making noise. It still rocks a little, but at least it's not making the noise, which drives me absolutely bonkers. So I'm gonna put my phone back down and I'm going to get my phone plugged in. And I'm going to start transferring items over to here. The whole house leans extra hard in this corner. So it's like fighting with gravity. Oh man, that looks good. So there's 1, 2, and I'm not entirely certain which caps are going to go with which mushrooms yet. I'm going to take this for just a moment, and then I'm going to let you set your projects on it, and then I'll take one as well. So just doing some last minute touch-ups to kind of close that up. There we go. There's that cup. There's that cup. There's that cup. There's that cup. So here you can kind of see the lightings a little better. And you can see the details into the stems. There we go. So if y'all want to see the assembly, I'm going to get out of this corner real quick. We did the shading on the stems, Tashers, by using some ground up charcoal, not charcoal, chalk pastel. Charcoals might work though. Like if you have like charcoal pencils or like graphite or something, that might work. So let me just set this here and get this plugged in, and I'll be right back over. Do you mind backing up just a bit more? No. I gotta get out of this corner. I'm getting claustrophobic. Because I'm constantly fighting that downhill slope. If I'm turned the other, I'm stuck. There we go. Hey, I'm back. Okay, so. Hey, Maddie. Hey. Is that better? Okay.
It'd be able to make a concentration face.
That's fair. Okay, jar openers can help stop stuff from sliding also. Right on. That's a good tip, Luca. Okay. There we are. Teresa says, I need them. I'm trying to start working on leather craft. I have a granite piece. I want to put them under. Right on. Also, they have, Tandy Leather has a high density cutting board that's like, it's like a solid black rubber piece that's the same exact size as the granite blocks that they sell, and it does a really good job of absorbing both the shock and the sound of the impact. Says, Kelly's daughter Madeline says hi to Maddie.
Hello.
She's, hello. Tasha says, waves aggressively. Hey, Maddie. Yes, the after party today is at 7:30, and we will be putting the skirts on the mushrooms and doing the final assembly, and they will have been baked, so we'll be able to get to see how that looks. I'm thirsty. I found it.
Oh, no,
Yeah, I take them with me everywhere and completely forget that I have them. And then it's like, because these are my first 2 bottles of water for the day. And I'm supposed to drink 6. So 2, 4, 6. And So my first two. I don't know what I'm gonna do, you guys. Yeah, Humzilla, they're gonna be mushrooms. Glow in the dark mushrooms too. Okay. If you cook them on fabric on the tile, you may be able to avoid the shiny flat spots. Right on. I'm just gonna send them off. I don't know where any fabric is right now. But that's a really good tip, Jennifer. Thank you. I bet some wool felt. Does wool bake well? I don't know. Gaming rubber mats. Right on. Tell Maddie we are sorry we woke her. What? I don't know. I would like, oh, Humzilla, oh my gosh. Dancing Tree, oh, it's so good to see you, Dancing Tree. Says, I will try to make it. I always get busy with my chickens and forget. That's fair. That is right about the time of evening that I'm supposed to be watering the garden and taking care of my chickens and stuff. But I'm hanging out with y'all because it's Friday. What cool items in your hair? Oh, I don't know. What do we got? Oh, I've got some double clips because y'all, when you order stuff online, these were supposed to be at least twice as big. Like, you know the one that I broke, Maddie? Mm-hmm. This was, I thought this was that size. So I'm like, oh, it's so tiny. It's so small. And so it takes two of them to hold my hair up. And what do we got? We've got two of the dreads that I had made that I was tired of waiting for my hair to grow out long enough to put my woolies back in. So I actually split them, one woolly in half. So, and it's got, this one has a Celtic knot bead on it, and then the other one has a rune. It's the rune that's the M rune. So you can Google that if you're into that stuff. So, but yeah, I got some of my woolies back in because I'm officially down, like, I don't know. Like, I'm very, very excited about being sugar-free. My blood sugar is not 500, which is great. I mean, not that I didn't have any proof that it was, but I was afraid that it was. Do it, love?
7.
Ooh, it's 7. Okay, but
Down 7 pounds.
oh, 7 pounds. Well, it's also 6:59. So, but it is. I'm really pleased with how fast my hair has been growing. Maddie hooked me up with a new hair regimen, you guys, and I'm so excited because she's been taking cosmetology, and I think it suits her.
What specifically were you talking about?
You, with the products that you recommended for my hair, and then she also did my undercut and like straightened up because I can see here barely because I have to have my glasses off when I'm cutting my hair. So I'm like, and she straightened up my parts and stuff, and I'm so happy with it. But yeah, so I've just sent a burrito video. Oh my god. I'll have to check it in between. I don't think I can watch stuff on my phone and not have it knock me out of the stream. Very happy on the low sugar levels in the hair. I need a tutorial. Right on. No, you guys, almost forgot the time. Been cleaning out the garage, so I'll see you in the after party. Ooh, onomatopoeia. I hope you made good progress in your garage. That can be miserable work. I hope it's like you had like a fan or something. Okay, so I'm gonna have to let you guys go so I can go watch Yvette's burrito spanking video. I love you guys. There's nowhere else other than here that you can get friends like this, y'all. Shake my head. But we will see y'all in the after party. If y'all have any questions or anything like that, you can send us an email at backtoearthcreations@yahoo.com. For if you're having any trouble getting into the after party, we will post it to Patreon for our $1 and $5 pledgers over there. We'll be posting it to our members only streams pages on our website, and we'll also be sending out an email to all of our Happy Crafter Club members. So if y'all want to join our Happy Crafter Club and just it's $1, but it is a world of difference to us, and it really helps support the channel, but there's no pressure. So if you're not in the Happy Crafter Club, we will see y'all on Monday. So until then, you guys, thank you so much for being here, and until next time, happy crafting. Bye. You want to say bye? Bye. Can we get your beautiful little chippy face on?
No, only for the after.
Oh, okay. She's good at business. She's ruthless, but she's good. Bye, guys. You're like, give me that.